Hello, guys. So, I'm about to listen to Kate Bush's The Red Shoes album. Let's get right into it, starting off with Rubber Band Girl, which I have, of course, reacted to. That is such a satisfying octave harmony. Oh, I could cry, but I won't because there's a giant LED panel shining like right in my face. No tears here. Maybe blindness soon, but no tears right now. It's also worth mentioning that we're on the first track and she's already manipulated her voice in so many different ways. I certainly do not remember this instrumental break. Love it though. I did remember that part though. First of all, I've kind of just fallen in love with that song all over again. I just love that outro so much. It caught me so off guard the first time I heard it, which was when I watched the music video a few years back. And I mean, like I said, I did not forget that. How could I? Absolutely love the bass on that track as well. And I really enjoy the way it's mixed because the vocals are carrying the song, in my opinion. So I like that they get much bigger during the chorus. It really grabs your attention. And funnily enough, I think this track is pretty straightforward lyrically. I'm sure that could change once I have more context, but it sounds like she's just desiring the strength that rubber bands have. And lastly, during my last Kate album reaction, I had a little help from ChatGPT, and I honestly had a lot of fun incorporating that into the mix. So I thought I'd do it again. And just a moment ago, I asked it to give me a brief rundown of each track on the album. Immediately after listening to each track, I will give my own thoughts, and then I will check in with ChatGPT to see what it tells me. I look forward to you all letting me know if there are any mistakes here. I am taking everything with a grain of salt once again. She grabs inspiration from all over the place, quite literally. So sometimes trying to pick apart the meaning of her songs makes me feel like I'm on Jeopardy, trying to pull context clues and answers out of a hat and losing, inevitably. But that is not at all a complaint. I very much enjoy not knowing what's going on half the time, because I think learning about what's inspired each of her songs is part of the fun of being a Kate fan, and I highly doubt I'm speaking for myself there. But anyways, for Rubber Band Girl, ChatGPT says, a buoyant pop rock bounce about resilience and elasticity. She wants to bounce back like a rubber band. Kate later said the original felt a bit flat, so she reimagined it for director's cut. Okay, let's keep this party going. And so is love. Her voice sounds incredible here already. Love her singing in this register. I am praying for more guitar on this album. Keep it coming. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh, that lyric. Ouch. Okay, I will just go ahead and say I will be highly, highly shocked if anything moving forward knocks that track out of my top 3. That was an absolute masterpiece. Now, sure, it felt more conventional compared to, every single song on The Dreaming, but you guys know how much I love those super emotional, intimate moments from Kate, and I mean, that is exactly why. What we just heard. And I've made it no secret that I absolutely love when Kate kind of dips her toes into the R&B side of things, and I definitely felt a bit of an influence there, and I'd be remiss if I didn't gush over the insane guitar throughout the track. That was the cherry on top, but lyrically, very much not a cherry on top. Quite depressing. Smooth, but depressing. But on the other hand, I kind of find that song to be very sweet because it's brutally honest. But after taking another look at the lyrics, I do think it's a love song. It's just not a love song in the flowers and chocolates Valentine's Day way we all like to think of love songs, but it is about truly being in love with someone. I took the song as her saying, even though life sucks and love will suck sometimes, we're going to put ourselves on that roller coaster anyway, because it's real. Even if it hurts, it's real. Or something like that. That's where my mind went. But let's see here. Okay, ChatGPT. And So Is Love, a smooth, contemplative art rock ballad expressing the inevitability and complexity of love. Features Eric Clapton on guitar. Okay. You know what? ChatGPT agrees with me, so I stand firm in my opinion. I'm kidding. I don't need AI validation. I stood firm in my opinion beforehand. Take that, technology. I don't know where this is going. Let's move on. Eat the music. Next. And I immediately am remembering the music video and that gorgeous dress she was wearing. Ow! I think I just split my elbow open on my damn desk. I'm okay. Well, aren't we all? Oh my gosh. I am just realizing in real time, Kate Bush invented fruit salads. Her mind knows no bounds. I'm so sorry, guys. Earlier, well, moments ago, when I said Kate's inspirations are all over the place, well, so is my mind, and all the mentions of eating and fruit in this song are are making me think of cooking, and for some reason, that's making me think of the iconic meme, one of my favorites, of Nigella Lawson purposely mispronouncing microwave.
But I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave.
Oh, I just love it. I love it. That call and response with the background vocals is so fun. Speaking of which, I may actually have to, put something in the microwave myself, because I forgot to, eat the lunch before sitting down to listen to this album, so yeah, that's gonna have to be a thing. Okay. And So Is Love is probably going to be my favorite in terms of instrumentation. We'll see. But, absolutely love the horns on Eat the Music. And I can't help but take that track literally. I mean, the song ends with, "What you thinkin'? What am I singin'? A song of seeds, the food of love, eat the music," which I feel is her referencing the passion she has for the music she makes and what it grows into. But again, that's just where my mind goes. And according to ChatGPT, Eat the Music is a playful, tropical flavored, think calypso/mango metaphors, jam layered with extended sexual metaphors, and yes, likely to make you hungry. And you know what? Perhaps I was being a bit of a nun, but actually I am realizing just about every line in the song could be a sexual innuendo or metaphor. So, I mean, if that is the case, makes sense and very, very clever writing. Also, now I feel like I should clarify, when I said a moment ago that I need to eat lunch, I did not mean I need to pause the album to have sex with someone. But, if Jonathan Bailey or Josh O'Connor or Michael B. Jordan or any man of the like miraculously shows up at my door, we can absolutely eat the music. And now that I've said too much, let's move on to moments of pleasure. Oh, what a segue with that title. already know I love this song. What I will say before continuing is I'm short on time at the moment, but if that were not the case, I would have absolutely recreated the look I had when I reacted to the Moments of Pleasure music video. That's still one of my favorite looks I've done. And yeah, I will recreate it at some point. Mark my words.
Some moments of pleasure. I think about us lying on a beach somewhere. I think about us diving off a rock into another moment. The case of George the Wine. Oh God, I can't stop laughing. This sense of humor of mine, it isn't funny at all.
Oh, the strings.
But we sit up all night talking about it. Just being alive, it can really hurt. These moments given are a gift from time. On a balcony in New York, it's just started to snow. He meets us at the lift, like Douglas Fairbanks, waving his walking stick. But he isn't well at all. The buildings of New York look just like mountains through the snow. Just being alive, it can really hurt. And these moments given are a gift from time. Just let us try to give these moments back to those we love, to those who will survive. And I can hear my mother saying, every old sock meets an old shoe. And that a great saying, every old sock meets an old shoe. Here come the hills of time. Heed their mooring. Hey there, Bubba, dancing down the aisle of a plane. Smurf playing his guitar refrain. Hey there, Teddy, spinning in the chair at Abbey Road.
Okay. Whew. All right. Well, that was quite the experience hearing that without the music video. Did not expect to get as emotional as I did. Certainly not to shed a tear. Of course, I went into this already knowing it's basically a tribute to her lost loved ones, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with why this track hit me so hard this time. But also, I do not feel like I've appreciated the strings on this track nearly enough. That might just be the most cinematic thing I've ever heard from Kate. And I loved the drama of it all. In fact, I want more, along with more guitar. And lastly, ChatGPT says a tender, moving tribute to loved ones she's lost, including her mother, friends, collaborators like Michael Powell, gorgeously arranged by Michael Kamen, or Kamen. I hope one of those pronunciations was correct, but a standout for raw, joyous remembrance. All right, the Song of Solomon.
The Song of Solomon, the song of everyone who walks the path of a solitary heart. The soul cries out, hear a woman singing, don't want your bullshit, yeah. Just want your sexuality. Don't want excuses, yeah. Write me your poetry in motion. Write it just for me, yeah. And sign it with a kiss. Just take any line. Comfort me with that pulse. For I am sick of love. His left hand is under my head. And his right hand
Once again,
takes me.
incredible background vocals.
This is the Song of Solomon. Here's a woman singing. Don't want your bullshit, yeah. Just want your sexuality. Don't want excuses, yeah. Write me your poetry in motion. Write it just for me, yeah. And sign it with a kiss. And I'll do it for you. I'll be the rose of Sharon for you. I'll do it for you. I'll be the lily of the valley for you.
Ah, a mention of the next track. Lily.
Be as older or Marian for you. I'll do it for you. While calm in a hurricane for you. I'll do it for you.
This might be the most haunting
Your bullshit, yeah.
vocal performance so far.
Just want your sexuality.
I'm also very appreciative of these outros that are taking their time. I mean, it's kind of hard not to take that song in a sexual way, but absolutely loved the instrumentation. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that it reminded me so much of And So Is Love. Once again, kind of teetering into R&B territory, but in a Kate Bush way, of course. And I can't lie, there's something incredibly satisfying about Kate Bush singing the word bullshit. And I will leave it at that because what more is there to say? ChatGPT says the Song of Solomon, sensual and poetic. It eroticizes biblical imagery. The director's cut amps up the intensity, especially with the haunting Bulgarian vocal harmonies intact. For me personally, those harmonies made the track, even though the lead vocal was gorgeous, as well as the instrumentation. Lily.
O thou who givest sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, to whom all things return, unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by a disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet.
Whoa.
Well, I said, Lily, oh, Lily, I don't feel safe. I feel like life has blown a great big hole through me.
That was the last beat drop I expected.
You must protect yourself. You can protect yourself. I'll show you how with fire. Gabriel before me. Raphael behind me. Michael to my right. Uriel on my left side. In the circle of fire, I said, oh, Lily, I'm so afraid. I fear I am walking in the veil of darkness.
That bass is insane.
Take what I say with a pinch of salt and protect yourself with fire. Gabriel before me, Raphael behind me, Michael to my right, Uriel on my left side. In the circle of fire. This is my space.
Excuse me?
Gabriel before me.
Of course she just purred.
Michael to my right. Uriel on my left side. In the circle of fire. Gabriel before me. Raphael behind me. Michael to my right. Uriel on my left side. In the circle of fire.
Well, we have another contender for a top 3 track. I don't know what I just listened to, but I'm glad I just had that experience. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say lyrically this song is referencing some other work that I'm either not aware of or it's just not coming to mind at the moment. The lyrics on that first listen seem too obscure to me personally for that to not be the case, but we'll see. Just had to get that out of the way to say, sonically, she just did everything I love. Now being halfway through the album, I can confidently say this is shaping up to be my favorite album from Kate vocally. She's basically been singing in the same register for most of these tracks, and it's just gorgeous. And ChatGPT says, inspired by Kate's friend Lily Cornford, a spiritual healer. It's mystical, protective, and uses angelic/fire imagery. A song born of admiration and spiritual connection. Okay, well, there you go. So perhaps not inspired by literature, but Kate's personal life. That was great. The Red Shoes, which I have also reacted to.
She moved like the diva do. I said I'd love to dance like you. She said just take off my red shoes, put them on and your dream will come true. With no words, with no song, you can dance a dream with your body on. And this curve is your smile, and this cross is your heart.
This was the origin of my infamous Kate got scammed comment. I mean, I love these drums, but this song does kind of make my, well, it makes my feet hurt for obvious reasons. Also, how on earth have we gone from all these early 90s R&B and rock influences to basically a Renaissance fair in terms of the sound. But more importantly, why does it work? Why does it work? Well, Kate, that's why. I know that. But still, how? This song, just like Moments of Pleasure, is one I cannot listen to without thinking of the visual component, which to me just says she did something right. But yeah, that was a very fun departure from the sound of the previous songs, and now I'm very curious to see where we go after this. And ChatGPT says, Fairy Tale meets Obsession. She slips on the magical ballet shoes and can't stop dancing till her legs fall off. A dramatic, cinematic allegory for creative compulsion and loss of control. All right, top of the city.
One more step to the top of the city, where just a couple of pigeons are living. Up on the angel's shoulder, I don't know if I'm closer to heaven, but it looks like hell down there.
Is she gonna keep getting me with these beat drops?
Paved with gold. Welcome to the loneliest city in the world. It's no good for you, baby. It's no good for you now. Keep looking up for the ladder. I don't know if you love me for it, but I don't think we should settle this. There's just one thing we can do about it. Take me up to the top of the city. Take me up to the top of the city.
I like the way the song is playing with dynamics.
To the top of the city. Put me up on the angel's shoulders. See how that building there is built
Oh, that bass riff.
all over the city. I see you walking down the streets with her. I see lights going on and off. She's no good for you, baby. She's no good for you now. Look, I'm here with a letter. I don't know if you love me or not, but I don't think we should ever separate. There's just one thing we can do about this. Take me up to the top of the city. Take me up to the top of the city. Up to the highest point of the city. One more step to the top of the city. Put me up on the angel's shoulders. I don't mind if it's just
Oh, that was pretty.
to the top of the city and put me up on the angel's shoulders. Take me up to the top of the city. Yes, one more step to the top of the city. And put me up on the angel's shoulders.
Okay, obviously, I don't know how literally I should be taking this song, but I can't help but think her saying, take me up to the top of the city, the highest point, and put me up on the angel's shoulders is alluding to unaliving oneself, but it could also be referring to just wanting to be set free. But again, really loved the way she played with dynamics with the instrumentation. All right, ChatGPT says, spare and haunting, it evokes ascent and isolation, like being high up and utterly unseen. A pause of reflection in the album's kinetic journey. Well, yes, I immediately got those feelings of loneliness, and I did find the track to be quite haunting, so that checks out. I'm very curious to know if there's anything more to it, especially with, the vibes I was getting. You all will have to let me know. Constellation of the Heart. Oh. The big sky. I see what you did there. Why is this so funky? Apparently, she wanted to be taken to the top of the city so she could be possessed by Peter Gabriel's sledgehammer, because that's how the song is feeling to me. That was a very cool section. Couldn't tell you what instruments are being played right now. There's so much going on, but I love it. Okay. Oof, that hurt my throat. Huh. Was that a reference to Top of the City? Okay, actually, makes perfect sense for her to be referencing other tracks on this project. What I was going to say before getting distracted by Kate going insane vocally is that the call and response on that track was on another level. I love that she was basically having a conversation with the background vocals. You know, this line here, "'Tis here where hell and heaven dance. This is the constellation of the heart." It felt to me like the song was also referencing the complexities of love, which at this point I think is safe to say has been a recurring theme. I don't think she could have put it any better. But again, it's Kate, so I'm sure there's more to it. Also, that was another sharp turn sonically, and I loved it so much. And ChatGPT says, a sleek, chic-inspired groove, danceable funk. Danceable funk, like I said. It's about understanding emotional connections, navigating hearts like constellations. Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't put it as eloquently, but that's where I was going. And next, Big Stripy Lie.
Big stripy line moving like a wavy line, coming up behind. All young gentle dreams drowning in life's grief. Can you hang on to me?
That can't be good for your throat, Kate.
Your name is being called by sacred things that are not addressed nor listened to.
But I love the commitment.
Sometimes they blow trumpets.
What on earth?
Oh my God, it's a jungle in here.
Sounds like it.
Wild animals loose in here.
The sounds. Oh my gosh.
Hey, all you little waves, run away. Run away.
Okay. Okay. Wow. You know, the most interesting thing about that track is that, in a way, to me, it sounded almost like two different tracks being played at the same time and clashing with each other in all the right ways. Because once again, that was a track that worked sonically that just feels like it shouldn't. And in fact, I was so distracted by the sound of the song, I barely paid attention to the lyrics, going to be completely honest. But the lyric, all young gentle dreams drowning in life's grief, that certainly stuck out. In all fairness, you guys should probably expect me to be quite distracted whenever Kate goes in a rock direction, because she always manages to catch me off guard. But ChatGPT says a rawer, edgy song, Kate's only time playing guitar on record. It's a bit of a visceral, industrial tinged detour that feels intentionally rough around the edges. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Also, no context there for the meaning of the song, but now I'm feeling like we were all meant to have that reaction, or just a reaction, a visceral reaction to the visceral sound of the song. All right, now I'm going to go eat the music, or in my case, the Chinese food, so be back for the last two tracks. All right, guys, I am back. Let's finish this. Why Should I Love You?
This chapter says, put it out of your mind. Give it time. Fine purple, the purest gold.
I swear I've been hearing an organ in the last few tracks. I'm not complaining.
The ghost, that L of the lips are open to the O of the host. The V of the velvet.
What on earth is going on with the sound of the back half of this project?
Of Jesus laughing. Do you think he had a beautiful smile? A smile that healed.
I seriously did not expect to be getting this much funky Kate. But I'm happy. She has not let me down with the amount of guitar in these songs. I feel heard. I feel seen. Oh man, that is one of the most sing-alongiest tracks I've heard from Kate. Of course, I haven't tested this out yet, but I get the impression that it's very scream the lyrics at the top of your lungs in the car friendly, if you know what I mean. And I do get the vibe that this is another love song. Kind of seemed like she was comparing this irresistible person to Jesus, actually. Maybe that's not where she was going with it, but I do think it works in the context of the song. But more importantly, her asking the question, why should I love you, implies that there are perhaps some not so great things about this person or their relationship. And ChatGPT says, a funky sly clap with Prince. Prince? What? And Lenny Henry, a provocative question posed between two creative powerhouses, a quirky, defiant intermission. Oh, I have so many questions, but I'm not even going to ask them here because we're almost at the end of the album. I just cannot wait to dive further into the lore behind this project. Once again, looking forward to reading all of your comments, but last track. You're the one.
And I'll pick up all my things. Everything I have I bought with you. But that's alright too. It's just everything I do. We did together. And there's a little piece of you. And whatever
Okay, this is already feeling like
I need.
credits rolling.
I got some money with me. There's just one problem. You're the only one I want. You're the only one I want. You're the only one I want.
Funnily enough, I'm getting some slight Purple Rain vibes here.
You're the only one I want.
Which I of course love.
It's alright, I know where I'm going. I'm going to stay with my friend. Yes, he is very good looking. The only trouble is he's not you. He can't do what you do.
Oh, the organ again.
Make me laugh and cry at the same time. Let's change things.
You know, just looking at these last few lines, yes, he's very good looking. The only trouble is he's not you. He can't do what you do. He can't make me laugh and cry at the same time. You know, that really hits close to home because I have a feeling at some point, you know, if I do happen to find a man who is insane enough to date and or marry me, I'm just going to have to sing this song to him because this is exactly how I feel about Daniel Radcliffe. Not to make this about me, but yeah, sorry in advance, sweetheart. But just know that when we're in bed at night and I turn the lights off, Harry Potter will always be looming over our relationship, and there's nothing that can be done about that. Daniel Radcliffe was my gay awakening. Now that I've gotten that necessary anecdote out of the way, let's continue.
It's dangerous enough, we're crazy enough. I just can't take it. You're the only one I want.
Goosebumps are back. Are we gonna get a guitar solo? I don't know where this song is going.
We're best friends, yeah. We tied ourselves in knots. Doing cartwheels across the floor. Just forget
Okay. I swear I do not mean to make any comparisons whatsoever, but I can't help but feel such a Prince-like spirit about this track as well. I've just grown to feel it more and more as this track has progressed. That's so cool. She has her lead vocal singing very delicately and then screaming in the background. Ooh, okay. That was a stunning album closer. 6 minutes well spent, if I do say so myself. And lyrically, that felt very straightforward. In fact, this song does feel like the inevitable follow-up to Why Should I Love You? So I don't think there was any accident or coincidence there with the track placements. And the crazy thing is, I would call that vocal performance from Kate reserved. Intentionally, of course, but I will never not be amazed by her ability to just go for a particular style, on top of her already bending genres, but being able to commit to each different thing she tries. I watched the entire Tour of Life from 1979, and you can see her commitment there on the stage clear as day, so of course she's able to recreate that in the studio. And ChatGPT says, a bittersweet closer, torch song territory with the trio Bulgarka and Jeff Beck. It's a breakup ballad that lands hard with real everyday heartbreak. Everything I do, we did together. Oof. Oh, ChatGPT, you are a comedian. Okay, and here we have a little extra. It says, the album leans on a loose narrative inspired by the dark ballet fairy tale The Red Shoes, weaving themes of loss, love, creative obsession, and survival. It captures Kate at a crossroads, emotionally raw, creatively rich, in a phase of introspection after personal turmoil. That all checks out to me, based on the listen I just had. He goes on to say, fans often describe the track flow as a wild emotional ride. Exactly what I just said. Playful, somber, mystical, funky, haunted, and human. Oh, that was fun. That was a real fun time. And yeah, my immediate main takeaway here is this hands down is my favorite overall project from her in terms of vocals. I just love every choice she made on this album vocally. And of course, she absolutely nailed it with the production, as usual. Now, my favorites were Rubber Band Girl, And So Is Love, Eat the Music, Moments of Pleasure, The Song of Solomon, Lily, Constellation of the Heart, Why Should I Love You, and You're the One. And my current top 3 would have to be And So Is Love, Moments of Pleasure, and Lily. Lily quite literally shook me to death. I still have not recovered from the production on that track and the instrumentation. Just, oh my gosh. Okay, don't know what accent I was trying to slip into there, but guys, let me know what you thought of this album, any memories of it you have to share, as well as your top 3 tracks, and of course what you'd like me to check out next. That's all for this one though. Until next time.